we doing today? How's it going? Happy day, month, life, how are you? It's a big moment for the reading community on Monday, October 17th. Do you know why? It's because the sequel of It Ends With Us is released. If you're a Colleen Hoover hater, get the hell out of here. Anyways, everyone who loves Coho and is not afraid to say it, this is your video. We're here, we're vibing. I want to prep myself for It Starts With Us without actually having to reread It Ends With Us, because although I've been on a crazy reading journey, I still am not I'm not in the phase of rereading books. I mean, I could finish it and reread the book, but I'm not going to. Instead, we are going to annotate my paperback copy of It Ends With Us. I originally read it on my Kindle, and I unfortunately realized I didn't highlight a single thing. Yeah, it was very early in my reading era, my reading renaissance, as I like to say, and I was just not in the business of highlighting and taking notes on my Kindle. So now we're gonna annotate this. We're gonna highlight some stuff. I'm not gonna tab it. I think I'm just gonna highlight it and take notes. Do I want to tab it? Yeah, okay, I'll tab it. Got the tabs, okay? This is a great video for myself and for you if you also want to recap on what happened, but you don't want to reread the book, and you don't want to watch a boring book synopsis video. You know, we're just here together. It takes place in Boston, which I thought was interesting. I haven't read that many books that take place in Boston like this one does. I wish that this was in dual POV. The whole time I was reading this, I wanted to know Ryle's point of view through it all, because we know Lily's point of view. Okay, this is when there was a TikTok I read where it was all the red flags about Ryle, and this is the first one. He appears to be on the verge of a breakdown. I contemplate speaking up to let him know he has company, or clearing my throat, but between thinking it and actually doing it, he spins around and kicks one of the patio chairs behind him. Bestie, it's a chair. Leave it alone. It's not even your chair. I thought this was always very interesting that she just stumbled upon some building and went to the roof. He smokes? Wait, I don't remember Ryle smoking marijuana. He takes a long drag of his joint and starts to turn backward towards the edge. He notices me on the exhale. He stops walking the second our eyes meet. His expression holds no shock, nor does it hold amusement. When he sees me, he's about 10 feet away, but there's enough light from the stars that I can see his eyes as they slowly drag over my body without revealing a single thought. This guy holds his cars well. His gaze narrows and his mouth is drawn tight, like a male version of Mona Lisa. Wow, was that a paragraph or what? Holy shit, Colleen. Damn, girl. So she's 23 here. There's a lot of time jump in this book, backwards, forwards, and it's kind of a lot to keep up with. Okay, I didn't realize he said this. Ryle looks over at me with thoughtful expression. Lily, he says pointedly, there is no such thing as bad people. We're all just people who do bad things. Eek. Oof. Me knowing what's gonna happen later. So she comes over her shoebox of possessions that she has. My Ellen Diaries. If you guys read this, how did you feel about the Ellen Diaries? I always thought it was so weird and cringy that she wrote to Ellen. I don't know. When I had a diary, I just wrote Dear Diary to just my diary, and it was hey diary, I bet you're wondering where I've been. I know you haven't heard from me in a while. Things have been crazy. Okay, Allyssa. I love Allyssa. I love Allyssa so much. Oh, right. They were all about the naked truths in this book, but her and Ryle. Now I'm reading these bits about Ryle, I'm just why did okay, I will confess, I kind of liked him in the beginning. Not liked him, but I had hope and potential for him. But now that I'm reading these things, I'm just like, gosh, this guy's weird. Like, you want to hear the naked truth? He nods. I've wanted to go back to your roof on more than one occasion since that night, but I was too scared you'd be there. You make me kind of nervous. His fingers pause their strokes against my foot. My turn? I nod. His eyes narrow as his hand moves to the underneath of my foot. Ugh. He slowly traces his fingers from the tops of my toes down to my heel. I still very much want to fuck you. Someone gasps, and it isn't me. Ryle and I both look at the doorway, and Allyssa is standing there, wide-eyed. Her mouth is open, and she points down to Ryle. Did you just... I am so sorry about him, Lily. Did you just tell my boss you want to fuck her? Ryle, you weirdo. Okay, and, like, also, now that I'm reading about it, like, it was so weird that he kept, like, begging her to have sex with him. Like, I want you so, so bad, I swear. Once you have sex with me, you'll never hear from me again, I promise. It's weird. It's a little weird, right? It's a little weird. His shtick was all, like, he didn't want to be in a relationship, right? He's like, I don't want to be in a relationship. I just want to have sex, blah, blah, blah. I'm a doctor. I'm hot. And, like, Lily's just like, I've never had a one-night stand. I don't know what that's like. I don't know if I can do that, you know? Oh my God. Okay, this is the moment she sees the picture in his apartment. That's when I see it. The picture is blurred, so it's hard to make out at first, but I can recognize that hair from anywhere. That's my hair. It's hard to miss, along with the marine grade polymer lounge chair I'm lying on. Not the marine grade polymer chair. This is the picture he took on the rooftop the first night we met. He must have had it blown up and distorted so no one would notice what it was. I'd bring my head to my neck because my blood feels like it's bubbling. It's really warm in here. Dude, can you imagine? Like, when I first read it, I was like, oh, cute. but now I'm like, this guy, this, like, cryptic guy that you met on a rooftop, that you're, like, kind of attracted to. He takes a picture of you. He doesn't want to be in a relationship. He just wants to fuck you. He invites you to some party later on and sees that that picture he took of you is on his wall in his house, framed. Distorted or not, that's some weird shit right there. Okay, and this is what he says. I had that picture made the day after I took it. It's been in my apartment for months now because you were the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, and I wanted to look at it every single day. I mean, is that cute or is that creepy? I can't decide. This book even has texting in it. Oh my God. I mean, this was my first Colleen Hoover book that I read. I mean, that's a high bar to set. Okay, and then this is the moment she sees Atlas in the restaurant. And, like, when this happened, I was like, no, he's gonna ruin everything. I was, like, kind of bummed that he just happened to show up. Oh, he was in the military. I forgot about that. 8 years in the military. Oh my God, I'm about to start crying. Chapter 14 is the chapter... Why am I on the verge of tears? It's like Ryle calls her and says, hey, girlfriend. And she says, hey, boyfriend. And they're being all cutesy. He takes the day off. I'm like, literally, my eyes are watering. He has surgery on Monday, like big surgery. He's a neurosurgeon. Very important job with your hand. Ugh, I have like the pit in my stomach. I don't want to read this chapter. They're all like kissing and smooching and being romantic. He's like, this hand is the steadiest hand in all of Boston. Oh shit, the casserole. Ryle rushes the kitchen and I stand up, follow him there. I walk in just as he pulls the oven door open and waves away the smoke. Ruined. I get dizzy all of a sudden from standing up too fast after having 3 glasses of wine. I grab the counter beside him and steady myself just as he reaches to pull the burnt casserole. Ryle, you need a shit. Who pulls a fucking casserole dish straight out of the oven with their bare hand? Who does that? Shit, he yells. Pot holder. The casserole falls from his hand and lands on the floor, shattering everywhere. I lift up my feet to avoid broken glass and mushroom chicken splatter and start laughing as soon as I realize he didn't think to use a pot holder. It must be the wine. This is seriously some strong wine. He slams the oven shut, moves to the faucet, shoving his hand into the cold water, muttering curse words. I'm trying to suppress my laughter, but the wine and the ridiculousness of the last few seconds are making it hard. I look up at the floor at the mess we're about to have to clean up, and the laughter bursts from me. I'm still laughing as I lean over to look at Ryle's hand. I hope he didn't get hurt too bad. I'm instantly not laughing anymore. I'm on the floor, my hand pressed against the corner of my eye. In a matter of 1 second, Ryle's arm came out of nowhere and slammed against me, knocking me backward. There was enough force behind me to knock me off balance. When I lost my footing, I hit my face on one of the cabinet door handles as I came down. Pain shoots to the corner of my eye, right near my temple, and then I feel the weight. Heaviness falls, and it pressed down on every part of me. So much gravity pushing down on my emotions. Everything shatters. My tears, my heart, my laughter, my soul, shattering like broken glass raining down on me. I wrapped my arms over my head and tried to wish away the last 10 seconds. God damn it, Lily, this is not funny. This is my hand, is my fucking career. I don't look up at him. His voice doesn't penetrate through the body this time. It feels like it's stabbing me now. The sharpness of each of his words coming at me like swords. I feel him next to me, his goddamn hand on my back, rubbing. Lily, oh God, Lily. I start shaking my head. The last 15 seconds to go away. 15 seconds, that all it takes to completely change everything about a person. 15 seconds that will never get back. Oh my God, like that moment I read, like you're already 185 pages into the book before the first incident with Ryle happened. So like you're halfway through. You're like, this guy's chill. Lily's just like having a fun little relationship. It's whatever. The way like this moment happened, and I thought like, no, like it can't happen like her dad. Like history of repeating itself, her dad to her mom. You know, she's met with this guy that's like telling her, sorry, it was an accident. I didn't mean to do that. I was panicking. Oh my God. And then they go to the restaurant and Atlas sees her eye. What happened? Nothing. You're lying, Lily. It was an accident. Leave him. Leave him? He's not like that, Alice. It wasn't like that. Ryle is a good person. Funny. You sound just like your mother. His words sting. I immediately try to reach around him for the door, but he grabs my wrist. Leave him, Lily. If it's any comparison to Mal, I'm more scared of you right now than I've ever been of him. Oh my God. And then the moment when Ryle sees him, because Atlas is in the bathroom with Lily, and then Ryle sees them and he gets all like crazy jealous. You touch her again, I'll cut your fucking hand off and shove it up your throat. You worthless piece of shit. Atlas, stop. Atlas? Why is Ryle saying Atlas' name like that? Like he heard me say it before. I never told him about Atlas. Wait, I did. Then first night on the roof, I was the one of my naked truths. This is Atlas, the homeless boy you pity fucked? Oh man, Ryle. That's like, when he said that, no. And then Atlas kicks them out of their restaurant. I didn't want this, Lily. I didn't want this relationship. I didn't want this stress in my life. Literally this whole time, from this moment, from 185 pages on, it's just tragedy. It's a Shakespearean tragedy. That's what it is. Colleen Hoover, you've done this to us. This line. I close my eyes and wish I could wash away the entire last 2 days. Atlas is wrong about Ryle. I just wish Atlas knew he was wrong. He is not wrong, Lily. You're wrong about Ryle. Okay, chapter 19. Ryle finds the number that Atlas gave Lily and she put it inside her phone. Funny thing, I dropped your phone by accident. Cover pops off. I find this number hidden in the back of it. Oh God, no. He crumbles the number in his fist. I thought, that's weird. Lily doesn't hide things from me. So I called it. I was fucking terrified for Lily in this moment. I was so scared for her life. I seriously thought he was going to murder her. He's going to leave me or he's going to hurt me. He runs his hand through and walks straight for the door. He leaves. Ryle, I yell. Why did I never throw that number away? I open the door and run after him. He's taking the stairs 2 at a time, and I finally reach him when he's at the landing of the 2nd floor. I shove myself in front of him and grab his shirt in my fist. Ryle, please, let me explain. He grabs my wrist and pushes me away from him. You fell down the stairs. You're hurt. He fell. I close my eyes again, and I try to remember why he's angry, why he's hurt. My number, Atlas number, the stairwell. I grabbed his shirt. He pushed me away. You fell down the stairs, but I didn't fall. He pushed me. Again, that's twice. You pushed me, Ryle. Pushed me. All I say through tears. It's all I can think or say or see. You fell. About 5 minutes ago, right after I found out what a fucking liar I married. Oh, right, they married each other in like Vegas, right? If you need anything, I'm sure you can call his number. I look at the crumpled piece of paper by my head. Ryle, what is happening? 5 minutes, that all it takes to completely destroy a person. Oh my god. Okay, and then he comes back to their apartment and he's like begging her, like, you love me, right? Like, there's nothing with him. You promise. And she's like, I swear, you're overreacting before giving me the chance to explain. Now get the fuck out of my apartment. And I was like, yes, yes. Ugh, I'm like absolutely heartbroken for her at this moment because of just everything. She's grown up in an abusive household, and then she's living in an abusive household now too. Oh, and then this is when Ryle tells Lily about his trauma as a child. Remember what you said to me on the roof that night? You said there's no such thing as bad people. We're just all people who sometimes do bad things. He nods and squeezes my hand. You aren't a bad person, Ryle. I know that. You can still protect me. When you're upset, just walk away, and I'll walk away. We'll leave the situation until you're calm enough to talk about it, okay? You're not a monster, Ryle. I had so much faith that she, like, would actually push him away. And then this is when they move out of her apartment into the big apartment. But it doesn't feel like home to her. It's, like, very sterile, and, you know, not comfy. This is, like, chapter 23. This chapter scared me the most, I think. The lights are off when I walk through the front door, so that means Ryle is already in bed. He's just standing in the corner of the kitchen. He's flipping something over and his fingers staring at me. My eyes falls to the corner to his left and I see an empty glass, probably recently held scotch. He drinks it on occasion to help him fall asleep. Not a good sign. Smirk on his face. His eyes fall to his hand and I notice he's holding the Boston magnet. I brought it from my old apartment and stuck it on this fridge when we moved in. Where'd you get this? I look at the magnet and back at him. The last thing I want to do is tell him the magnet came from Atlas on my 16th birthday. It would only bring up an already sore subject, and I'm not too excited for what's to come next. I can't remember. I had it forever. So, like, he has her on the kitchen counter of their new apartment. He's holding this magnet. He's like, where'd you get this magnet? He starts kissing her in a frenzy. And then she's, like, distracted. And then he's like, naked truth? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, where'd you get this magnet? And she's like, why do you keep asking me about this magnet? And then he's, like, got his hand inside her. And he's just, like, you know, being a little too aggressive. And she's telling him to stop and that it hurts. And then there's like an article. Did you get a chance to read it yet? Not yet. I say, read it out loud. I glance up at him. You want me to read the article right now? I feel odd, sitting on my kitchen counter half naked holding a newspaper. The owner, Atlas Corrigan, is a 2-time award-winning chef and also a United States Marine. It's no secret that the acronym for his highly successful restaurant, BIB, stands for Better in Boston. I gasp. Everything is better in Boston. I clench my stomach, trying to keep my emotions under control as I keep reading. But when we interviewed regarding his recent award, the chef finally revealed the true history and the meaning behind the name. It's a long story. It started as a homage. It was an homage to someone who had a huge impact on my life, someone who meant a lot to me. She still means a lot to me. I don't want to read anymore. When asked if a girl was aware he named the restaurant after her, Chef Corrigan smiled knowingly and said, next question. Ryle, stop it. You've had too much to drink. And then he pulls out all her journals. He read her fucking teenage journals. Like, you guys are in your 20s. His lips meet my skin right over the tattoo, and then he sinks his teeth into me so hard I scream. He bites her tattoo. Oh. He's so jealous, and it hurts me. He is in everything. The magnet on the fridge, the journal in the box I found in your closet, the fucking tattoo on your body that used to be my favorite goddamn part of you. Your favorite part of her used to be a tattoo. Please don't hurt me. Please walk away. When you come back, I'll explain. His hands grip my ankle and he yanks me until I'm beneath him. I'm not angry, Lily. I just think I haven't proved to you how much I love you. He headbutts her. Oh my god. And then he's panicking. He's saying, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This part where she goes to Atlas's apartment, I don't know. It felt really weird to me. It felt like, I think I was just afraid for her. If Ryle found out that's where she went, he would really, really hurt her really badly, even more so. And then she decides to write to Ellen again as an older adult. And I don't know. I think I did that moment where she is writing to Ellen and she's kind of talking about it. And she's I'm a statistic now. How could she love him after what he did to her? How could she contemplate taking him back? It's sad that those are the first thoughts that run through our minds when someone is abused. Shouldn't there be more distaste in your mouths for the abusers than those who continue to love their abusers? I'm reading the paragraph when she finally tells Allyssa all the stuff that happens, and Allyssa, she's quiet for a long time as she struggles through everything I've told her. She finally lifts her eyes to mine and squeezes my hands. My brother loves you, Lily. He loves you so much. You changed his entire life and have made him someone that I've never thought he could be. As his sister, I wish more than anything that you could find a way to forgive him. But as your best friend, I have to tell you that if you take him back, I will never speak to you again. Like, that must have been so hard. I mean, like, I know this is a book, but, like, that's so hard for Allyssa to say. Like, this is her brother. She loves her brother so much. But, like, he knows that he's not being a good person. They've been away from each other for a few months. Ryle finally comes to her and is trying to apologize. And he's like, I don't know where to even start. And she's like, how about you start with, I'm sorry you attacked you. Lily, you have no idea. I'm so sorry. You have no idea what I've been through these past 2 months, knowing what I've done to you. I clench my teeth together. I can feel my fingers as they fist around the blanket beside me. I have no idea what he's been through. You have no idea, Ryle. You have no idea. You have no idea what it's like to go through what you've been put me through, to fear for your life at the hands of the man you love, to get physically sick just thinking about what he's done to you. You have no idea, Ryle. None. Fuck you. Fuck you for doing this to me. My girl. Say it loud for the people in the back of the room. And then he tries to like kiss her and like make up with her, but every time she feels him touch her, she thinks of like all the instances that's happened, and she's like, my eyes are telling his that I can no longer stand being touched by him. His eyes are telling mine that he already knows. He begins to nod slowly. He backs away from me, crawling down my body until he's at the edge of the bed with his back to me. He begins heading towards my bedroom door. Wait, I say to him. He half turns, looking back at me from the doorway. I wish this baby wasn't yours, Ryle. With everything I am, I wish this baby was not part of you. Oh, and then she has dinner with her mom. And then, like, she thought her mom hated the eulogy she gave at her father's funeral, but she's like, the day you gave your father's eulogy, I know you didn't freeze up, Lily. You stood at that podium and refused to say a single good thing about the man. It was the proudest I've ever been of you. You were the only one in the life who's ever stood up for me. You were strong when I was scared. Be that girl, Lily. Be brave and bold. And then she, like, invites Ryle back to her house. And, like, he's slowly, like, coming back into her life. Until this baby comes, please don't try to talk to me into forgiving you. And please don't try to kiss me. I don't want to tackle one huge thing at a time. And right now, my only priority is having this baby. I don't want to add any more stress or confusion on top of everything. Ugh, it's like, I can, like, feel how hard it is for her, because she's like, she wants her child to like have a good relationship with her father, but she doesn't have a good relationship with her child's father, you know? Totally forgot they were like trying to do this kind of like whole co-parenting thing before the baby was born and try to like be civil with one another. It's a very adult thing to do, you know? It's very adult, and I felt it was really like realistic in a way, where it was just like they didn't just like cut each other off completely. Like, I feel like in instances like this, it's like hard to just cut it off, you know? And they named her Emerson after his brother that, you know, passed away. It isn't until this moment that I finally make a decision about him, about us. I don't make this decision for me, and I don't make it for Ryle. I make it for her. Ryle, I want a divorce. He blinks twice. My words hit him like voltage. He winces and looks back down at her daughter. His shoulders hunch forward. Lily, please don't do this. His voice is pleading. I hate that he's holding on to hope that I would eventually take him back. That's partly my fault, I know. But I don't think I realized what a choice I was going to make until I held my daughter for the first time. Just one more chance, Lily, please. His voice cracks. I know I'm hurting him at the worst possible time. I'm breaking his heart when he should be at the best moment of his life. But I know if I don't do it in this moment, I might never be able to convince him of why I can't risk taking him back. I begin to cry because this is hurting me so much as if it's hurting him. Ryle, I say gently, what would you do? If one of these days this little girl looked up at you and she said, Daddy, my boyfriend hit me, what would you say to her, Ryle? He pulls Emerson to his chest and buries his face against the top of a blanket. Stop, Lily. What if she came to you and said, Daddy, my husband pushed me down the stairs. He said it was an accident. What should I do? What if she came to you and said, my husband tried to Daddy. He held me down while I begged him to stop. He swears he'll never do it again. What should I do, Daddy? What would you say to her, Ryle? Tell me. I need to know what you would say to our daughter if the man she loves with all her heart ever hurts her. He leans towards me and wraps an arm around me. I would beg her to leave him. I would tell her that she is worth so much more, and I would beg her not to go back. No matter how much he loves her, she's worth so much more. I'm like legit crying. My mother went through it. I went through it. I'll be damned if I allow my daughter to go through it. I kiss her on the forehead to make her a promise. It stops here with me and you. It ends with us. And I'll tell you right here and now, that line that I read, when I read this for the first time, crumbled. I crumbled. I cried, broke down. If I wasn't crying already, I was crying more. And then it goes into the epilogue where she is almost a year old, and it seems that her and Ryle are like doing this like co-parenting thing, and he's really trying, and she sees Atlas on the street. He pulls me tight against him and I laugh. With everything that has happened since the day he came to my life, I never expected this outcome. I hoped for a lot, but until now I wasn't sure if it would have happened. I close my eyes when he feels lips on the spot on my collarbone. He presses a gentle kiss there, and it feels just like the first time he kissed me there all those years ago. He brings his mouth to my ear, and in a whisper he says, "You can stop swimming now, Lily. You finally reached the shore." Ugh, but I hate that she named... Okay. Okay. I do have something to say, though. Like, Lily, she named her daughter, her middle name Dory, because of Atlas. I feel like Ryle would hate that. I don't know. I mean, he really shouldn't be getting angry at her at all, but also I'm like, God, I also hate that name, Dory. And that is it. That is all it ends with us. And it is all tabbed. I feel complete now. It feels like I've read the book, you know. It feels official. Thank you for being here while I've had this traumatic experience and holding my hand through this. I hope you guys cried with me. And I hope this gave you a little recap if you are excited for the new release to come out and you wanted to just a refresher without actually having to read the book. I hope you enjoyed this. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. I do videos like this, book videos. My next video is going to be me decorating this office. And I'm also going to have videos about like different interior design spaces, book spaces. I also do like productivity videos as well. If you want to hang out with me, drop a subscribe. I'd love to have you. And like it if you want. That'd be sweet too. I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. I'm on all the social media. And you can even catch me live on Twitch sometimes if you want to chat with me. Not IRL, but like live on Twitch, playing some games. It's fun. It's a good time. I'll see you later. Have a good day, evening, month, life. See you later.